How'd you like it if Moses forced you to write a story about some unsung hero of the Revolution? What could be so great about this Ludington guy? I'm glad you agree with me. Come on! I'm starving. I hope dinner's on the table.
Stop right there. State your business.
This must be the wrong house. I'm looking for Colonel Henri Ludington.
I bet you are.
James Hiller?
Yes?
Welcome. I'm Henri Ludington. This is my daughter, Sybil.
Good to meet you, Mr. Hiller.
Likewise, I'm sure.
Pass the bread, please. I'm so hungry.
This bread is delicious.
Please pass the potatoes.
James, I expected you'd be famished from your trip.
I was.
There'll be action for you to cover soon, James, now that spring is upon us.
In the meantime, Father's militia protects patriots from Tories. The lobsterbacks hate him.
Father's got a price on his head.
And 300 English guineas.
Dead or alive.
It's a reward I swear will never be collected.
No wonder you were suspicious of me.
How do you want to pursue your story, James? We'll help you any way we can.
First, I'd like to interview you, Colonel. Then, I guess, interview one of your men who saved someone from a Tory.
Interview? What for, Mr. Hiller?
So I can write about what they've done.
Why?
I'm a journalist. I let people know what's happening in the war.
But why aren't you fighting?
What I'm doing is important, too.
This being planting season, James, my militiamen have scattered to their homes. You'll take him to see Alexander Seiler tomorrow, Sybil.
Yes, Father.
You don't suppose he's not here, Mrs. Adams?
Benedict Arnold not present for a ball thrown in his honor? No, I expect we'll find General Arnold...
Ladies and gentlemen,
there.
General Washington and I need men, and we need them now. They needn't be soldiers. I will make them soldiers.
Fine words. Bravo, Mr. Arnold.
Mrs. Adams. And Miss Phillips.
General Arnold!
What a delightful surprise. I beg you excuse us a moment, Mrs. Knox. My friends, I have hoped our paths would cross again, Miss Phillips, away from the field of battle.
I'm afraid Sarah's told me of the disrespect you received from our own soldiers at Fort Ticonderoga.
We took the fort, ma'am. Nothing else mattered.
Mrs. Knox, I've been looking all over for you.
Where do you expect fortune to take you next, General?
Philadelphia, perhaps.
I too will be headed there soon.
I have enemies there I must face.
How far from the city are General Howe and his army?
Shall we?
Not the British, Mrs. Adams. I'm speaking of Congress.
Whatever do you mean, General?
Congress has seen fit to promote 5 patently unqualified men above me in the military chain of command, against the wishes of Washington himself, who has written them on my behalf. If they do not correct this grievous affront, I shall to Philadelphia. Because, ladies, my honor is at stake. And in matters of honor, I simply cannot compromise.
Well said.
A true gentleman.
I am sure, General, that you will receive satisfaction.
There must be a mistake. Of course Congress will show its appreciation for the work you've done for your country.
Miss Phillips, tomorrow I leave for New Haven in the house of my sister Hannah.
Oh.
My friend, it is on the way to Philadelphia. I would be honored if you would be our guest there. Then, if you wish, you might accompany me to the capital.
I think it's a wonderful idea.
What do you say?
I would be delighted, General, if you will permit me to write your story for Dr. Franklin's Pennsylvania Gazette.
Mrs. Knox! And what about that dance, eh?
I suppose that would be acceptable.
Watch me, Derek. Under 2 fingers of loosely packed dirt. There, you're helping feed your family. Sorry. What's wrong, Mr. Hiller?
This is boring. There's no story here.
Then maybe you should do something useful and join my father's regiment instead of trying to write about it.
I don't need you to tell me how to be useful.
Obviously you do.
Reporting on what's happening in the war helps us pull together.
And fighting in the war helps us win.
That's it.
Where are you going, Mr. Hiller?
To pack. I'm going back to Philadelphia in the morning to find a real story.
Please don't let Mr. Hiller leave, Sybil.
Since Congress has now made it clear that it does not consider it in the best interest of the United States of America to promote me to Major General, my only honorable course of action is to resign from the Continental Army. Dearest Hannah, please have my uniform pressed by morning.
General, although this is good for my own country, I'm truly sorry.
General Arnold?
Yes?
1,500 redcoats are landed at Campo Point. A bunch of Tories are with them. General Worcester thinks they're heading for Danbury.
Tell Worcester I am coming.
General, may I come along to report on...
Stay here.
Come, children. I hope the rain stops so you can leave tomorrow, Mr. Hiller.
You and me both.
Lobsterbacks, Colonel, running wild in Danbury.
Come in and get dry. I must have my militia here immediately. But who will gather them?
I'll gather them.
It's a 40-mile loop in the dark and rain, Sybil. You're just a girl.
You must stay here to lead them when they arrive. We have no choice. It's the only way, Father.
I wish, my dear, you weren't right.
How do I get to Danbury?
The men must come right away, Sybil.
Yes, Father.
By dawn at the latest, if we're to get there in time.
James?
I have to see what's happening in Danbury. I'll see you there, Colonel, or I'll report back.
Be careful, Sybil.
I will, Father.
You too, James.
Sybil, what are you doing out?
No time, Edmund. Danbury's under attack. Ride east and tell Robert, Israel, and Paul to be at the Colonel's by dawn.
Will do, Sybil.
Yeah!
Easy, boy! Oh, no! town of Danbury is ablaze. No, truly, not the whole town. The Redcoats are sparing Tory homes. How do they recognize those homes? In the Bible, the story of Passover tells how the Israelites marked their doors so the Lord would know to spare their firstborn. The Tories of Danbury have painted stripes on their chimneys. So the British soldiers know to spare their homes the torch.
General Arnold's passion has forced him back into the fight. It is a passion for freedom shared by so many of his countrymen. But Benedict Arnold is a passion for more than freedom. It is a passion for honor and for glory. Maybe even for battle itself.
Not content with setting fire to their homes, the British insist on terrorizing the citizens of Danbury, too.
Ready? Take aim!
Arnold's is a passion that maybe even victory cannot satisfy.
The British have decided not to carry American armaments away with them, but to destroy them. Yes, they can destroy our arms, but surely they will never destroy the spirit which I have witnessed in the likes of Colonel Ludington and his daughter. I've got to warn the Colonel!
We ride to meet General Arnold and the Redcoats. James, I know you want to report on this action, son, but we need your horse.
Yes, sir.
Come, friends. Let us repay the British for their wanton destruction of our neighbors' property, homes, and lives. We must meet Arnold before the lobsterbacks reach the coast. Yeah!
Having completed their task of destroying half of Danbury, the British soldiers were off to meet their ships to return to New York headquarters. Take Danbury. But General Arnold and his men chased them all the way back to the coast. the arrival of the Royal Marines saved His Majesty's soldiers from complete destruction. General Arnold led his soldiers in the rout and nearly perished in the process. Let Congress dare deny the general his promotion now.
Yet will I bring one plague more upon Pharaoh, and upon Egypt. Afterward he will let you go hence.
Pardon me, James, but your dispatch from Danbury is stirring.
Thank you, sir. I came to write a story about unsung heroes of the Revolution, and got more than I bargained for.
I should say so. I feel quite as if I witnessed these awful events myself.
I want my readers to be as angry as I was when I was in Danbury. Maybe it'll help them realize how important our fight for freedom really is.
James, I expect it'll do just that.
Father! Tories in the woods, armed.
How many?
About 20.
20?
They're surrounding the house.
The reward for capturing you.
Run, Father, run!
Children, upstairs. You two girls, James, I'm going to face them.
I'm not going. I know how we can get an entire regiment into the house right now.
What?
How many? Too many.
I think I hear them leaving.
Keep marching. We might have to do this all night, just to be sure. I said they'll never get you, Father.
Miss Ludington,
Yes, Mr. Hiller?
you know that story I'm writing about unsung heroes of the Revolution?
Yes, Mr. Hiller?
With your permission, I would like to write it about you.
Mr. Hiller?
Yes, Miss Ludington?
I suppose that would be acceptable.
Although you, the Congress, have finally seen fit to promote me to the rank of Major General, you have failed to return to me the seniority my actions merit. Therefore, conscious of my own rectitude, I hereby resign from the Army of the United States of America.
Please, sir. You're the finest field general we have.
Should my country need me and were my proper rank restored, I would gladly lay down my life for my country.
General, please accept my sincerest thanks for your companionship. I shall never forget our time together.
Miss Phillips, your company has been one of my few joys these past months. I've come to think of you almost as a daughter. I do hope we will meet again.
I fear for my friend, Moses.
General Arnold? Why?
Sometimes I think he's destroying himself with his own bitterness and anger.
Hello, all.
James!
Mon ami!
Hi, Sarah.
It's so good to see you, James. I've read your dispatches. You and I nearly crossed paths in Connecticut.
That's some fine work you've been sending us, James.
Thanks, Moses. Wait till you see the story I'm working on now.
Is it a story of a great military hero like Sarah's about General Arnold?
No, Henri. It's about a different kind of hero. And I can finally call her a friend.
I watched the bright flash of lightning speed down the string straight toward me.
Dr. Franklin.
Monsieur Foreign Minister.
I'm afraid I have distressing news. A French nobleman has defied the king's orders and sailed to America to join General Washington.
Our cause stirs hearts even in France. I am pleased.
King Louis is not. Since France must remain neutral in this conflict, he requests a tiny favor. Write to your Congress and tell them they must not welcome this man.
And this man's name is?
The Marquis de Lafayette.
Little boy, where may we find the Continental Congress?
I am not a little boy. You are French, countryman.
My apologies, mon ami. I meant no insult. Who do I have the honor of addressing?
Henri Richard Maurice Dutrois Lefebvre, but a fellow Frenchman may call me Henri.
I am Marie-Joseph Paul Yves Roche Jobert de Mortier, the Marquis de Lafayette. You may call me Jobert.
Hurry, you two. We must get the paper out in an hour. May we help you?
Henri, you said you would take us to the Continental Congress.
I said I could take you to the Continental Congress.
Welcome to Benjamin Franklin's print shop.
This is my friend Jobert, Marquis de Lafayette.
We are here to join the great General Washington in the quest for glory and liberty.
I'm Moses, and this is Sarah and James.
My dear friend Johann Kalb, known to his German countrymen as the Baron de Kalb.
A baron and a marquis?
Yeah, we're so impressed. Ow!
Forgive me, but we must to Congress immediately.
To get our commissions.
Yes, and we have much work to do.
What's a commission?
A letter that says you're an officer in the army.
Au revoir, my friends. Glory, liberty, and General Washington await.
I just saw General Washington, and I don't think he's waiting for you.
You know General Washington?
Of course.
Washington is famed all over Europe.
To serve the General means everything to me.
Marquis, please, stay a moment and tell us of your trip here.
There is nothing to tell, and I must go.
Nothing to tell? He dressed as a woman to sneak out of France.
I was wearing a merchant's cloak.
Joubert, do you have children?
Yes, Henri, I do. 2 daughters.
So you need a son to live with you in your mansion.
I need a guide to bring me to Congress.
Whoa!
Un moment, mon ami. I must thank you for your expert guidance. Keep them safe. They were my father's.
Merci beaucoup!
Our letter of introduction.
The letter is genuine. But, gentlemen, if we issued a commission to every man with a letter from Mr. Dean, I fear our army would have more officers than foot soldiers.
Mr. Hancock, We have gone through much hardship to join General Washington in the glorious fight for liberté.
I sympathize, Monsieur Marquis, but Congress must do what it thinks best in order to win that fight.
It took us months to get here.
Oui, months!
Mr. Hancock, I would be honored if you would permit me to try to convince you of our dedication to the cause of liberté. Merci. In France, as everywhere else, noblemen are concerned only for themselves. When I learned of the American cause, I knew I had finally found kindred spirits. I bought my ship, La Victoire, the Victory, with my own money. A great deal of my own money. We sailed to Spain to meet up with more volunteers. While there, I received orders from King Louis demanding I return to Paris.
Why do you have such sympathy for these Americans?
They suffer from taxation, without representation, and unfair governance.
What's wrong with that?
I was joking. It's because they're fighting our bitter enemies, the English.
Very good, Marquis. But you cannot go. If the king approved your plan, Britain would declare war on us. And that cannot happen at this time. Understood?
What I understood was that King Louis secretly approved of my plan, but the minister could not say so. I determined to sail for America and glory immediately. That night, properly disguised,
Dressed as a woman!
I was wearing a merchant's cloak.
Whatever you say, my friend.
Thank you. I sneaked back to La Victoire, and we set sail for America. Whoa! But our navigator's calculations were incorrect, and we landed miles from our target. Still, delighted to finally reach these blessed shores, I prepared for a warm welcome. Happily, we identified ourselves as French and not British, so our ship was not burned. The townspeople invited us into their homes, outfitted us with horses, and sent us to make a rendezvous with La Gloire and La Liberté. And 6 weeks later, we are here in Congress, humbly offering our services to yourself, General Washington, and your countrymen.
Most entertaining, sir. We thank you deeply for your interest and hope your journey back to France will be safe and speedy.
I don't understand why Congress would not want brave, intelligent noblemen to join General Washington. Not that I want you fighting my countrymen.
It is an outrage! Jobert, you must go where a man such as you is appreciated. To France! And I will go with you to fight for liberté, live in your mansion, and have gold buttons on all my shirts.
I will serve General Washington, and I will risk everything I have to do so.
Rats.
You will help me with my English, please?
Of course.
After the sacrifices I have made in this cause, I have the right to ask 2 favors at your hands.
One is to serve without pay at my own expense. The other, that I be allowed to serve at first as a volunteer in the ranks. Gentlemen, we need people like this. Dedicated people willing to sacrifice all for the cause of freedom. Congress has resolved that the Marquis de Lafayette's services be accepted, and that he have rank and commission of Major General in the Army of the United States. Please give our regards to General Washington.
You're very quiet today, Sarah.
Lafayette is a nobleman of great wealth. He has so much to lose, and he's willing to sacrifice all of it for his beliefs. I wonder if I could do the same.
Freedom's worth more than anything, Sarah. Trust me, I know.
What's wrong, Jobert?
It is not every day one meets one's hero.
Don't worry, and I can point him out for you.
Thank you, Henri. But I will recognize him at once by the majesty of his face and figure.
Marquis, relax. He treats his people like family. He's a fine and generous man.
I dread this, Mr. Hamilton. These preening foreigners here to play at war. Many of our men refuse to serve under them, and no wonder. They seek only glory, with no understanding of that for which we fight.
General, it is the greatest pleasure of my life to meet you.
The pleasure is mine, General. Thank you for coming so far to join our cause. My aide-de-camp, Alexander Hamilton.
The Marquis de Lafayette.
Ben Franklin's boys, it's good to see you again.
Thank you, General.
I must apologize, sir. I am afraid you will find our troops greatly inferior to those of your own country.
General, please. I am here to learn, not to preach. And in many ways, I feel like this is my country. The happiness of all humanity is deeply bound up with the happiness of Americans. I bring to you my sincerity and my goodwill, no ambition or selfish interest. It is my deepest hope that this new land will become a cherished and safe asylum of virtue, of tolerance, of equality, and of peaceful liberty. And finally, I sneaked out wearing a wig and a dress.
You must tell me more, my dear Marquis.
I am ready.
Patience, Jobert. As dear as I hold you, you must prove yourself in the field before I can give you men to command.
Forgive me, General, but then how may I serve our cause?
My friend, I am certain opportunities will present themselves.
Food gets worse by the day, but that's tougher to stomach. General Washington's little French pet. Running around camp looking for something to do.
Huh? Bon appetit, my good man. This reminds me of the most delicious roast venison I ever ate. And this roll, reminds me of my sweet wife back home. Sheer heaven! You, sir, what have you there? I dreaded dinner, till I imagined it was my favorite meal. What is your favorite meal?
Well, my mother made the best chicken and dumplings I ever ate.
Then have a bite, my friend, and remember your good mother.
Get away from that water. It's dangerous.
I can't wait to see Gilbert.
We're here to report on the army, not bother him.
If Joubert could hand over these buttons to me, imagine the treasures he must have at home.
Washington is one of the richest men in Virginia. Hancock is the richest in New England. If we lose this war, they lose everything. What's more important to them? Treasure or freedom? Redcoats!
Fighting doggedly to the north, but we shall have to retreat to keep our army intact.
But, General, Philadelphia
will be lost, I'm afraid.
Sir, the loss of our capital will be a blow to the country's morale.
It will, but the city is of no military value, and the loss of our army would mean the loss of everything we're fighting for. We must keep the army intact to fight another day when we have the advantage. The men at our center are beginning to panic. If we don't retreat in an orderly fashion, we will be destroyed.
Charge! Oh, no! The Americans are panicking!
About face, men! Retreat calmly! Retreat calmly! Whoa! Easy! Whoa! Look! The redcoats can't hit the broadside of a barn! If we panic, we are lost. Help me maintain order. I am counting on you. Fall back. Soldier, help us cover the retreat. Courage, friends. We will have our day next time. To fight, to win. Freedom! Freedom!
Look, they're getting out. The army's saved.
Joubert! Can you see Joubert?
I can't see him!
Oh, Joubert, please be all right.
Joubert!
It appears the British have welcomed me to America with a musket ball in the leg.
The doctors will look at it immediately.
Perhaps later, General. The men!
The men are fine. The army will survive to fight another day. Don't move. Surgeon! This is my personal surgeon. Treat him as if he were my son.
Lafayette has joined the Continental Army. Congress never got the letter King Louis asked you to write.
That's because he asked me to write the letter, not send it. I believe Monsieur Lafayette will become a popular sensation here in France, and thereby help the king see the wisdom of signing a treaty with our new nation.
Henri!
Are they taking good care of you?
Oui. I must thank Ben Franklin for founding this hospital. Henri, where are my father's buttons?
I sold them and gave the money to the hospital. Are you angry with me, Jobert?
I'm as proud of you as if you were my son. I think maybe now we can both call ourselves Americans.